that the first lesson they haven't really learned from that. They didn't learn from that. The second lesson they didn't learn from that. They want to learn it the hard way, which is now. But what are we going to be doing? Of course, in my own part too, I believe that for those of us who are not going to be, or will never ever be blackmailed into buying the, what do you call it, the fruitless, inordinate ambition, whatever, of Tifnumbu, and every one of them that will likely jump at you and tell you that, for the sake of Yoruba, if you love Yoruba land, like you say you believe in Yoruba nation, because people have been blackmailed that way. They have been blackmailed that, or if you say you love Yoruba nation, for the sake of Yoruba, who would you rather vote for? Just tell them I'm not voting. And it's true. I don't even have a PVC. Many of my friends here, many of you don't have anything like that PVC, of course. Abi? So which simply means you are a vessel to help talk to those who are hell-bent in validating this fraud, because they will be blackmailed into it. So many people have been blackmailed into it. Why can't we do both? I've been told that. But as a Yoruba people, normal, we should be able, we can have Yoruba nation. We can continue to fight for Yoruba nation. And then we can also support Yoruba person to be president. That's the fraud that the likes of Tifnumbu's camp are trying to manipulate you with. If they cannot blackmail you, listen, this is new. If they cannot blackmail you with, why are you not supporting them? Don't you want a Yoruba man, this and that? You've told them point blank. I'm not interested. Don't sell me that bullshit, okay? Don't come to me and say the issue of Nigeria and blah, 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 right? It's more important than for responsible Yoruba sons and daughters to stand up for Yoruba land where it is meant, where it is right. So don't tell me that bullshit that until somebody becomes a president or whatever, that is when the interest of Yoruba will now be looked upon and all of that, right? So they may not be able to blackmail you, all right? They have another means of trying to manipulate you into kind of saying, okay, well, that makes sense. They will tell you, why can't you have both? They will say, listen, I am also for Yoruba nation. But let me tell you, if a Yoruba man is not in this thing, they are going to cheat us out of it. Nobody's going to help us talk about the Yoruba nation. So why can't we have it both? Let's support a Yoruba man for president, and let's support an Igbo man for president. When an Igbo man become president, we can have Biafra. You know what I mean? You can have it both. You can. Don't let anybody blackmail you into that. There's nothing. There's no truth or any truth in that. It is a disguised blackmail. You know what I mean? Okay, what do you want? You want Yoruba nation? Okay, fine. Me too. I want Yoruba nation. But Yoruba nation is not going to come now. Yoruba nation is still going to take time. Why don't you just try and let us first? Don't believe them. Don't even entertain them. I'll tell you what we are going to be doing. Shebi they are mobilizing. Shebi they are mobilizing for APC, Egbe. People destroy people, PDP, and every other criminals that any of them belong to. Okay? So why can't we also be doing our own evangelism, mobilization, where we get people interested, grassroots public mobilization, not rally, not protest, not. We are talking about proper advocacy where you have people recruited. Maybe they are recruiting people to come and give you semo, to come and give our people omo, to come and give our people slippers, abi. So as they are doing that, and if they get there and our people says we are not interested, why are you people not even talking about the problems in Yoruba land? Why are you? That means if we have our own genuine Yoruba nation promoter, those who are Yoruba first, young people, all of you who are pro-Yoruba all over the world, you don't need to wait till we raise money to do this. So let me tell you, I'm going to give you the trick. When politicians says Well, what are you doing? If you are saying that we should not vote, what should we be doing? Let us start recruiting our young people, old people, everybody interested in Yoruba nation. Give them money. Yes. Pay them. Give them money, give them targets. And you see all this petition that they said we should sign online. I've signed my own, and I bet some of you have signed yours at me. You can actually start collecting signature from the Yorubas on the streets. Give them money. Let's give them money. Politicians are giving them money to deceive our people that everything is going to be fine. Let's do the same. I mean, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. There's already ongoing work on how to make that easier for you. Don't think I'm just thinking this out of the blues. There is already a work in progress. We need grassroots mobilization that are going to be the evangelist for this Yoruba Fest, Yoruba nation. Why do we want it? Why should they want it? What are the benefits, the pros, the cons, the advantages, disadvantages? Let them table them before them. Table this before them. Let's make it a community conversation. Trust me, it works wonder. They call it community networking. And you can do that for Yoruba nation. Trust me, it is a very, very practicable way of challenging the rogues who are already bagging their eyes. They are already, sellotaping the 1,000 naira they are going to, enveloping the 1,000 naira they are going to give to our people. You are not just going to blame them. I don't want us to just blame them. I want us to show them why they can actually reject this. And the uprising that you want to counter these criminals can actually come naturally. And I'll tell you how. We have proved that we can come together and pursue a common cause that is to the advantage and the benefits of ours. Now, we can do a lot of things on a very, very bigger scale. But we can do bigger things in peace. We can do them small. And before you know it, they will come together. You see that Yoruba Rescue Fund platform that we are building, right? Oh, great. Yoruba Rescue Fund is going to be a platform whereby just everything you need to know about Yoruba land, the people, the geographical spread. At the same time, the advocacy for Yoruba nation from all over the world, centralized in a place where you can easily pick this latest information on, because you see all those direct intervention that we are still going to be doing. They will be going into all this grassroots advocacy. They work wonders. You see all those schools, Yoruba First, the Yoruba Agenda, the Yoruba Nation Now. All of these, ideas, all these, materials, they need to flood into our inner communities more than they have been than ever. Because as their posters are flying, we can begin to print posters as well to be what? To be pasted on all of these rogue criminals. Show them, put it on the face of the people, make it the point of conversation in the homes, in churches, in offices. We can do that. And you can start by first looking into those who actually rely on you. There are many of us who have taken up to subsidize Nigeria's failure, the Nigeria's economic failure by the rogues in power who gives no damn the responsibility. Subsidizing those who could have become even poorer under the system of Nigeria lies or rests, mostly on the shoulders of many of us who are not in that place. Okay, so let's start using that. So when the Yoruba Rescue Fund platform is finally set up, we are going to have, we are going to have the pool. What do you call it? The pool of content developers, Yoruba content that goes straight into the hands of the real Yoruba sons and daughters in Yoruba land. Now, this is going to be a campaign on its own, not a protest. Do you get that now? And you can start that on your own. Because when this platform is finally set up, right? It's going to be a, I'm trying to find this kind of big fancy words that I can use to describe something that is so different and so effective that it will be so undeniably, it will be undeniable. So I'm trying to find the right word, but I mean, if I have to use sign language to tell you the idea behind the Yoruba Rescue Fund platform and every other thing that joins to that, it is to counter those who have been taking our people for the ride, taking them for the ride for a long time, and us to stop talking and start doing. And stop talking, start doing is why I actually hand that position to be what? To be the pioneer fundraiser for the Yorubas worldwide. Do you understand that now? So something big can start small, especially if all of us key into it. To start, I mean, when it's probably called, I mean, when it finally comes mainstream, right? It will just be so easy and easier for many of you to key into it. Grassroots mobilization that is counter campaign against these political options and their lies in Yoruba land. I won't tell you a lot about what that will be, but you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Recruit all the Yorubas that are ready. In this case, many of them are ready. If politicians are enticing them with money, with all this cheap gift and all of that, right? We can do better if it is well coordinated. In fact, they may think you are spending more than what you are actually spending. We have been spending now, and we're going to spend more. But when we spend, we will spend to see results. You see all these our Yoruba brothers and sisters that they will be recruiting for their own bogus, fraudulent campaigns and the rest. Yeah, we must also do on our own part, not through intimidation, fight, or threat or anything. No. There are ways you can take them back. What we have been doing all this while, if you don't know, is that we have been preaching, expecting the average Yoruba sons and daughters who come across the message to think right and see what is right from what is wrong, and then take the position on what is right. It doesn't really work that way. I'm thankful for your lives. Many of you who have seen the light for a long time and you've never bought into all the bogus lies, manipulation, and everything that comes with it. But majority, majority are still entrapped in all their lies, which means talking alone is not enough. We must also act if we want to see a change. In this case, I am telling you now, and like I said, I've told you how we're going to go about this, and it starts from that part, from that stage, among other things, okay? I want things called Yoruba Nation to be flaunt on the faces of everybody. I want a bold person, right? I want to pay for, listen to this, you see, politicians are paying for posters, they are paying for billboards and everything, right? I want us to pay for billboards all over Yoruba land, Ondo, Ogun, Oyo, Oshun, Ekiti, everywhere. And let us say, okay, you know what? Yoruba Nation is going to sponsor 500 billboards across Yoruba land. 500 billboards. That's a lot of money, by the way. That's a lot of money, okay? But 500 billboards that will say Yoruba Nation is coming. Omo Yoruba, Eji. Omo Yoruba, Edide. Yoruba. And if you send 500 of those billboards all over Yoruba land, before they uproot all of the, overnight, before they uproot all of the 500, the message will be delivered. I want us to do something than just talking. And listen to me, I'm telling you now that we will be doing something, a lot. And majority of what we're going to be doing is to counter the space that the politicians are going to occupy. Because listen, they'll do everything to make the Yoruba nation conversation irrelevant. And we shouldn't let that happen. So I want things done that will keep people say, oh, really? I got to Ikeja yesterday in front of the governor's house, governor's office. A big giant billboard. Yoruba nation is coming. Yoruba Eji. When you say, Niwaju governor's office, yes. Things like that should be encouraged. Things that put the conversation right there that even their TV station, their media, they won't be able to ignore. Those are the things, not just social media and all of that. So I am going to get to that part among other things that are cooking. Things we want to do to put the conversation of Yoruba nation at the front burner. Not just that, we want to put it in the pocket of every Yoruba sons and daughters that we can get close to. We don't just want to tell them. We don't want to, you know what I mean now? We don't want to just keep blaming them, okay? We want to do more than what social media does. We are so grateful to some of our brothers and sisters who have been so steadfast and upright up to this point. Risking it all, coming out and all of that. You see, media war can be won even in Nigeria. It is just that it requires a lot of resources, fighting, mobilizing for your own country, getting your own citizens behind you, getting them behind that project will require a lot of resources. If they are well utilized, if they are judiciously used, you will see the change in the conversation. Politicians won't be able to run away from that conversation. It is so easy now for them to be talking about it in hushed tones. They said that Tifnubu told them, he said, if they don't make him president, well, the Yorubas who want Yoruba nation should be allowed to go and get the Yoruba nation, that it will no longer be against the Yoruba nation. That's the last thing. Some people were saying that. They said Tifnubu is saying that, do they know that it's only because Tifnubu is still part of APC, that is why the Yorubas are still staying in Nigeria. He's bragging like that in private. But trust me, whether they like it or not, we, the Yorubas, all over the world, you should have it at the back of your mind right now. If you want to counter them, if you want to drag them to pieces, you must be ready to get engaged in proper media war. I'm not talking about blackmailing people, okay? I'm not going to sit down here and start making up stories. No, that's not media war, okay? Media war in this sense is that, put it on their faces. Put that on their faces. And then whatever you think, they should know why this is the most important thing for all the Yoruba sons and daughters all over the world. The Yoruba's safety, the Yoruba's self-determination, the Yoruba self-rule, the Yoruba nation. Now, these are meant to be in pieces like that, or as a whole, sure project as a Yoruba man or as a Yoruba woman. Do you get that now? So, which simply means when they are putting all their banners out there that you should support Tifnubu is a Yoruba man, then you will put out your own banner out there and say, we will not support Tifnubu because Tifnubu is never for Yoruba land. If Tifnubu is for Yoruba land, tell Tifnubu to do a 1-hour media presentation to tell us all his head, if he knows, about the insecurity in Yoruba land and the unemployment in Yoruba land, and without having to continue to tell us that he is Mr. Nigeria. He told us he never believed in Nigeria. Yes, as elected governor-elect of Lagos, so they have not sworn him in. 1999, Tifnubu granted an interview and he said, I don't believe in this Nigeria. He said it. He didn't believe in Nigeria. He doesn't believe in Nigeria. And tomorrow, even if he becomes president of Nigeria, he will still never believe in Nigeria. How many of them actually believe in Nigeria? Do you treat something you believe in that way? do you treat something you love? They say when you say, I love my country, if they say they love Nigeria, do you treat a country you love that way? Lagos State, they will say, I love Lagos, I love Lagos people. Is that how a normal city should be in your own mind? Think about it before you answer me. So if you love something, do you treat it shabbily that way? Do you treat it terribly that way? Look at what they've done to Nigeria. Does that show you that they love a country? If they love Nigeria, do you think they will leave it that way? They don't give a damn. So he doesn't care about Yoruba land. He doesn't care about the Yoruba people. He doesn't even care about himself. He probably just care about his greed, which he himself can't really define. So when they put it out there to tell you that it's a Yoruba man, Oshunbade fake Pastor Ruga is a Yoruba man. This one is a Yoruba man. That one is a Biafra man. This one is an Igbo man. Tell them, why were they quiet in the time of the trial and the tribulation of the Yoruba people, the Biafrans, those who are being killed today? How come it's so hard for them to say something on that, to speak out on that, and at the same time to put an end to that? People are dying, they know that, they don't give a damn, and you should not give a damn when you stand up as a Yoruba man, because you should be able to stand up as a Yoruba man. Not just standing up, stand up upright, stand upright. You don't stand and cower and bend because of the spineless atole like Etifnumbu. Trust me. You don't, as a Yoruba man. Now, when you say Yoruba first, you look at your community. You look at what they have done to your community. You look at what they have done to you, that you probably managed to, to keep your head above the water. Or about those who couldn't? What about those who drowned? What about those who are drowning right now? If you're a Yoruba man, you will join us. So we should do that. If you happen to come across the diasporans who says, please, can you go out there? Because you know what? If we can get up to, let's put it this way, if we can get up to 10,000 people, which we can get, trust me, we can get that. If we can get up to 10,000 people who are going to be spread across all of the lands in Yoruba land, okay? And their job is to what? It's called networking, connecting, networking, which means one person will build his own network in his own space, our own space. They keep record and report of what they do, and they share that together, where they eventually log them into a place that is safe, a data that we keep for the sake of Yoruba land. Now, they can get all those signatures for us. I'm talking about people who write hard copy. People will write their names. They will sign for Yoruba Nation. They will conduct community to community signature taking. But you see, that process is when you first bring the people into the fold. We need more people in the fold. And when they come into the fold, right, they must be able to be retained in that fold. Retaining them in that fold is what is going to make it easier for people like us. And that's why we are building that template. And you are going to be proud when it's completed. Trust me, you're going to be so proud that we did this. So it's not going to be just talk and talk and talk anymore, okay? We will put action into our words, and this time around, it has to go faster and faster than what it's ever been before now. And that's what we're going to be doing. They are going to be campaigning. They are going to be making promises. They are going to be intimidating and harassing everyone everywhere. They cannot be doing all of that. But we are also going to be campaigning, telling our people that enough. You see, you don't just tell them you don't just tell them and expect them to act. This time around, you're going to be with them and you're going to stop them from what? From validating the fraud again. And how far we go, it's going to be in your hands. It's going to be in our own hands. How far can we go, Mayegun? I don't know, but we can go so far beyond where you think we could probably get to, as I'm telling you this today. And now, yeah, we're working on that. And the moment it comes upstream, I want you all to already be in on it. It is very easy. You talk to people in Nigeria all the time. Some of you have enough cash that can actually afford to pay 4-5 people 50 grand a month. Some of you can pay people, 50 grand. You can pay 2 people 50 grand a month. Recruit them. Tell them about this. Check your own local area and say, well, you know what? I want you to do something for me. Can you do that? Do you believe in Yoruba nation? Talk to them first. When you convert somebody and you say, and they tell you, there are so many out there, they'll tell you, we are ready, Mayegun, we just don't know, we don't know who to talk to. Be that model. You live in the US, you live in the UK, you can afford to give somebody 30,000 naira a month. Can you tell that person, I have a job for you? And that job is this. I'm going to get you 2-3 guys together, right? I want you to be the coordinator for mobilizing and spreading the Yoruba First. What is Yoruba First? I'll send you some of these details. That is why I said we need content creators when we finish with the platform we are building. The content creators are those who are going to be developing materials that can be printed, or they can just be downloaded to be forwarded everywhere and all of that. They'll be developing materials for the advocacy of the Yoruba nation. Flyers everywhere. Post, you know what I mean? It's going to be a big thing. Now, if we can then manage to get our people enough to slow these criminals down, there's a lot of things we can still do with that. But I'm not going to tell you all of them. But I know you can imagine them. Just imagine them for a sec. So it simply means we are not telling people what to expect. We are getting them involved. And they can all say, this is what we want, and this is where we want it to be. If we can manage to do that, no matter what the space is, we can shift the paradigm. I am talking to those who can actually think deep. But if you don't get all I have said so far, trust me, I understand. Politics is not really that easy, okay? If you don't get all I have said, just forget about it. Tonight may not be your night. You get what I mean? You get it?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
Do you get it now? So I'm going to draw my curtains. I want to spend my time now to listen to you. I want to, take your calls. So the last time we discussed about the names we should give to the Yoruba Rescue Fund, I received an email from one of my, I like it when people send me email and they say, I'm one of your, one of your longest supporter and viewer, Mayegun. So Nathan, if you are watching me, I got your email, okay? But I already have a team working on the website that we're going to use for the Yoruba nation, okay? So, but nevertheless, I have already forwarded your proposal to the team. I told them to read it and then I digest it. Then when we meet, we'll discuss it. And if you're going to be invited into that meeting, we invite you over as well, okay? There's a lot of people working behind the scene on this, and it will be a pleasure to have you with us. And so many of you too who want to be part of it. So we are building something so powerful, something so great, so powerful, that by the time it's completed, right, you'll be so proud to call yourself a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman, wherever you find yourself, all over the world. You want coordination, we are bringing coordination. You want centralization, we are bringing it. And you want stability, we are bringing that too. You want reliability when it comes to Yoruba nation, right? We are bringing that too. It is going to be all in one exclusive, something that is going to be the foundation of what to come and who that are still coming. So thank you so much for your time. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to raise money. Let me say thank you to my friends who eventually stopped by for the second time. I've seen some of you for the second time. You have gone back to the Give Send Go to add to that fundraiser. I mean, we all agree that we should complete that fundraiser, get the 100% fundraiser before the eventual launch of the Yoruba Rescue Fund. I don't know why we are slowing down, but I think I did. But now I don't know why. Back then we said, oh yeah, we'll wait for the payday. Another payday is going to be. It started this week. It's going to continue next week. If you are still pretty much up for it, remember I'm going to share the link. But before I start taking calls, see, my tea is empty. Let me go and refill. And when I get back, yeah, I will take few calls, and then I will take it on from start taking calls. But I'll be back.